one night, one secret. That changed everything between us. The rain hadn't stopped all day in London. The city lights shimmered through the wet glass as I stood by the tall window of my hotel suite, staring at the blur of colors. I wasn't supposed to be here. I was supposed to be in New York, at work, at meetings, at anything but this charity gala that my company insisted I attend. But fate had other plans. And her name was Isabelle Hart. I met her 3 hours ago at the gala, a British interior designer with a soft laugh, eyes like midnight velvet, and a calmness that disarmed me. The moment she extended her hand to introduce herself, I forgot every business conversation I had rehearsed. "Ethan Cole," I said, trying to sound composed. Her lips curved into a small, teasing smile. "The Ethan Cole? The American architect everyone's talking about?" I laughed. "You make me sound more interesting than I am." "Oh, I doubt that," she said. "You've got that look, like you've seen too much, and felt too little." Something in her tone felt like a dare. For the next hour, we talked. Not about work, about travel, coffee, favorite books, and how we both secretly loved quiet places more than parties. When the music shifted to something slow, she looked toward the dance floor. "I'm terrible at small talk," she confessed. "So am I admitted." "Then maybe we should skip it." Before I could think, she took my hand. We danced. And in that crowded ballroom, it felt like there was no one else. Her perfume, a mix of jasmine and rain, drew me in closer than I meant to be. When her head leaned gently against my chest, something inside me shifted. It wasn't just attraction. It was something softer, deeper, like my soul had found a frequency it recognized. After midnight, when the gala ended, I offered to walk her out. She hesitated, then smiled. "It's still raining," she said. "Then we'll share an umbrella." We didn't. We walked in the rain, laughing like children, soaked but free. The night. We ended up at my hotel lobby, both dripping wet and shivering. The doorman raised an eyebrow, and Isabelle laughed again, that laugh that already felt addictive. "I should go," she said softly, pushing a wet strand of hair from her face. "Or you could come up," I said, too quickly. Then, realizing, I added, "just for tea. To warm up." Her eyes studied mine for a moment, searching for something. Then she nodded. "Tea," she said. "Just tea." But we both knew it wouldn't be just tea. Inside my suite, I handed her a towel and one of my shirts. She disappeared into the bathroom, and when she returned, wearing that shirt, her hair damp, her legs bare, I forgot how to breathe. We talked again, about everything and nothing. Her voice was soft, her humor sharp. Every word between us felt charged, as if the air had thinned and the world had slowed. When she reached for her teacup, our fingers brushed. She didn't pull away. Neither did I. Then came that pause, the kind that hangs between two people who both know what's about to happen. Her eyes lifted to mine. "Ethan," she whispered. "I know," I said, my voice lower than I intended. And then I kissed her. It wasn't rushed. It wasn't desperate. It was the kind of kiss that starts slow, a question, a confession, and a surrender all at once. Her lips were warm and trembling, her hand sliding against my chest. For a long time, nothing else mattered. Not the city, not the rain, only her heartbeat pressed against mine. Hours later, as the rain faded into dawn, she fell asleep beside me, her head on my arm, the soft rhythm of her breathing anchoring me in a peace I hadn't felt in years. The secret. When I woke up, she was gone. No note. No number. Nothing, except the faint scent of jasmine on my pillow. For days, I couldn't stop thinking about her. I searched online, called the gala organizers, no Isabelle Hart appeared anywhere on the guest list. It was as if she never existed. Months passed. I buried myself in work, flew back to New York, and tried to forget. But every now and then, I'd wake up in the middle of the night and swear I could feel her hand in mine again. Then, nearly a year later, my firm won a major project, a luxury hotel design in London. When I arrived for the first meeting, the project's creative consultant walked in late, holding a folder and apologizing for the delay. "Sorry, traffic was terrible," she said, without looking up. And then she did. "Ethan?" It was her. My heart stopped. "Isabelle," I whispered. "Or whatever your name really is." She flinched. "It is Isabelle. I didn't expect to see you again." "Didn't expect to? Or didn't want to?" I asked. Her eyes softened. "Both." The meeting went on in awkward silence. Everyone else left eventually, leaving just us in the glass conference room overlooking the city. Finally, she spoke. "That night. I wasn't supposed to be there," she said. "The gala, I mean. I went in place of my sister. I used her name. I didn't want to lie to you, but," she hesitated. "At the time, I was married." The words hit me like ice. She saw the shock on my face and continued, voice trembling. "It was falling apart, my marriage. I was lonely, lost, and then I met you. I didn't plan it, Ethan. But that night felt like freedom." I turned away, my heart pounding. "So I was your escape?" "No," she said, stepping closer. "You were the first person who made me feel alive. And that terrified me." Silence filled the room. "I left him," she said finally. 2 months after that night. I moved to London, started over. But I couldn't reach out to you. You were in another world, and I didn't want to ruin yours." I looked at her, the woman who had haunted my dreams, and saw the truth in her eyes. The guilt, the honesty, the longing. I didn't know whether to be angry or relieved. Maybe both. The reckoning. Over the next few weeks, we worked together, pretending to be professional. But it was impossible. Every meeting, every accidental brush of her hand, every stolen glance reignited what we both had tried to bury. One evening, after a long day on site, we stayed behind. The office was empty, London's skyline glowing in the background. She leaned against the window, watching the city lights. "You ever think about that night?" she asked quietly. "Every damn day," I said. She turned to me, her eyes glossy. "Me too." And then it happened, that same silence, that same gravity pulling us together. When I moved closer, she didn't step back. "Ethan," she murmured, but it wasn't a warning, it was a surrender. I brushed a strand of hair from her cheek, my hand trembling slightly. "We can't keep pretending," I said. Her lips parted. "Then don't." Our lips met again, slower, deeper, filled with every emotion we had denied. This time, it wasn't rain outside, but the soft hum of the city below us. When we finally pulled apart, she whispered, "What now?" I smiled faintly. "Now we stop running." The morning after, and the truth. The next morning, she came to my apartment with coffee and a nervous smile. "I have something to tell you," she said, setting the cup down. My stomach tightened. "Another secret?" She laughed softly. "Not that kind. I just wanted you to know, that night, the one we shared, it wasn't a mistake for me. It was the beginning of the life I was too afraid to live." I took her hand. "Then let's start it properly this time." We did. Over the months that followed, we rebuilt everything, together. Work became a joy again, London started to feel like home, and for the first time, I understood what it meant to love without conditions. One night, almost a year later, I took her to the same rooftop where we had our first kiss after reuniting. The air was cool, the sky filled with stars. I held her close and said, "Do you ever regret that night?" She smiled, eyes glistening. How could I? That night changed everything between us. And as she leaned in to kiss me, I knew she was right. One night. One secret. One chance that turned two broken souls into something whole again.